Okay, so we're going to do a review on this little backup camera, give you some info on it. For the price, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it could be a little better, but not too shabby. Couldn't really find much out there. I powered this up with one of my running lights. So it's a pop-up camper. I don't need that light, so it's okay for me to actually take that light out based on the size of my camper. Painted it black, tapped into where the LED was, LED light. So I disconnected LED light, powered this up, and the antenna wire is just tucked up in there as well. So when I power on my running lights, the camera boots up. Now, the length of the vehicle, this thing is very short. So it's a very smallest Flagstaff pop-up camper they make. And there's my car, it's very short as well. I did this because when I'm looking out my mirror, rear view mirror, I can't see over this camper and to see who's behind me. So it makes it very difficult to see who's gonna like fly up behind me and then switch lanes quick. This guy solves it. If I am about, I think here, okay, so I'm just kind of diagonal, the camera can actually see me right here, which is pretty darn good. And it could probably, well, so from there over, it could probably see, well, probably right in here. Or actually, we'll go look, but there's that lattice, okay? There's the camera. I think it's like 110-degree view angle. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I will say it's about 15 frames per second, so it might seem kind of jittery, and that could be because of the Wi-Fi signal strength, but as I was driving down the road, I would say 15 to 20. It's definitely not super smooth, but it's not too bad. So, come up in the car. Sorry, was not prepared. So, put in aux. Okay, so we have a power adapter. Okay, comes with it, and you can also hardwire. So we'll just plug that guy in. We'll boot that screen up.
Continuous recording will now start.
Don't mind that. Turn my
On your
running lights on.
Connect to a Wi-Fi network.
That's my backup camera, just ignore it. Okay, so the camera's already loaded. I mean, that's how quick it is.
Connected.
So if we take this off, it's just a magnet, and I can bring it down here so we can see it better. So you can almost see where that lattice starts. I mean, that lattice isn't very long, but we could almost see where it started at. So it's got a very good angle to it. And so I'm down to 3 bars now, 4 bars. So if I lift it up, I think 4 bars is the max. Yeah, probably is. So we'll put it down. I'll block it because everything in the way will actually weaken the signal. And it's actually staying in there pretty good. Put it down here. So a lot of people complain because they have no signal with these things. Now I will tell you, when I was at an intersection, the camera just went out. It lost signal altogether. And I think something was running nearby. There's a lot of businesses there. So this thing runs on 800 megahertz or so. There's some buttons on the back side that you can press. And so you got pairing. I believe that's our brightness, contrast, color. You can flip the screen. And then info. So I'm going to press info. So there's my receive and my transmit frequency. So 852 megahertz and 891 megahertz. So that's what they're running on, pretty close to 900. So if anything's in that range, your camera will lose signal. So if you get this camera and it's not working at your house, drive down the road and then check it out. See if it gets better. But it's not a bad picture. For this little cheapy screen that they give you, it's not bad. And the mount's pretty nice, so I can take it down. I don't have to worry about, you know, people stealing it. I got a lot of glare there, but I don't have the glare when I'm looking at it. So it's actually pretty decent. So I'll attach some photos with it as well, but I'll show you the back side. There's the switches. So nothing too fancy. It's very light and cheap feeling. The mount is actually pretty good. So you can stick that to a window. It also comes with some sticky stuff on the bottom. So that's how I was able to stick it to the dash. And it actually peels up. So you can, like, I did have it stuck up here in the window and I peeled it off real slow. And I was able to stick it down here on the dash because I feel like that's better than being right up here. It was just blocking my view. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.
Hello, today I'm testing out the wireless vehicle security monitor system by ZSMJ. It came in this nice green box. I've just plugged it here to a portable power just to test it out with the 12 volt. So I've connected both the camera here and the screen and the camera are both connected here to the same outlet just for testing purposes, but you can see there's an antenna on the back of the monitor and another one connected to the wireless box here, which goes around and connects to the camera. And you can see it's got a good quality picture. It's got the backup lines, so if I was actually having it mounted, you could get an idea of how far objects are behind you. It was pretty easy to hook up. It just had the camera connect to the wireless box, which connects to power, and then the screen, which connects to power. So when connecting it to the car, all I'll have to do is find a place for 12 volt power near the camera and for 12 volt power near where I want the monitor, and it'll be a really easy setup. As long as I have power in the back of the vehicle, I don't have to run any wires from the front to back, and it makes it a much easier setup. You also have a 4-inch screen, which is relatively small, which is good for smaller cars or trucks that don't have a lot of windshield view, where you're trying not to mount it on the dash or the screen, but without blocking too much of your view forward. Okay, thank you.
Wireless backup camera system with a 5-inch LCD monitor. Here is your user manual and installation guide. Here are some clamps for your wiring. Here's a cigarette plug. You have two with the cable connector with the wire splitter. You also get your Wi-Fi transmitter for your backup camera. Your suction cup. Your two Wi-Fi antennas for your monitor and for your backup camera. Right here is your camera. And here is your monitor. And that's all in the box.